my channel. My name is Morgan Monet. Today, this video is all about how I get this makeup look. I would consider this a glow summer routine. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe below and also hit that bell icon. I would love for you to be a part of the family. If you're not new and you're an oldie but a goodie, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate your support. I think you guys are really gonna love this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Let's get started. The first thing I always do is my eyebrows. Before primer, before anything, I always start out with my eyebrows. So the new pencil I've been using is the Brow Stylist Defender in the color Brunette. And who is this by? By Loreal. So I always brush out my eyebrows. And then from there, I do an underline stroke and then an overline stroke. So you see this line right here, it's kind of following the natural line of my eyebrow. Now, if your eyebrows are not waxed, threaded, and don't have some type of shape to them, it's going to be very challenging for you to outline your eyebrows. They need to have some type of shape or guide to go off of. I personally get mine threaded because that wax was tearing my skin up. Perfect. So now that both eyebrows have an underline, I do a top line. See, so one eyebrow is fully outlined. Let me do the other. For the purposes of this video, we're using Brow Zings by Benefit Cosmetics, and I'm a shade 6. So it comes with this little tool, and I'm going to be using the powder. Start at the tail of your eyebrow first. By starting at the tail and moving forward, you're able to create a sort of gradient for your eyebrows, meaning it allows you to go from darker at the tail to the front being lighter. This is all a work in progress. The first couple of years that I was doing my eyebrows, they were a hot ass mess. But it's gotten better over time. I use a flat brush that's very thin up at the top to do my under eye concealer correcting. And the shade and the product that I use is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC45. I always use, always, is the POREfessional primer. It helps minimize the look and appearance of pores. I think I want just another layer of primer, and I'm using Urban Decay's Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This will just help make sure that the product really sits on my face and will give me a longer wear. To put it in perspective, I typically will just wear POREfessional if I'm like doing makeup for work. But for this specific look, I want a little more support. Just a little. I use my foundation shade to conceal or I guess help shape the top of my eyebrow. I don't use a highlight color because it should match the rest of your face. A new product that I found is the Maya Chia, the highlight of the day. And it's an illuminating serum, but it makes the skin pop. So I do one dot there. Do a little more. I squeeze some out there and there. Then I'll do a little. I then take a foundation brush and brush that out. So the products that I've been using to get the foundation look that I want is Fenty Beauty, their Pro Filt'r foundation. I'm in the shade 390. I squeeze in a teeny bit of Benefit's Hello Happy. I'm in the shade 8. And MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the shade NC45. I like to do 3 pumps of the Fenty and then 1 pump of Benefit and MAC. And it just helps to give a better shade for me. So after I mix them with my finger. I take that same finger and go in, and I start at the base of my face. Because I want to have a glow, I'm going to blend it in with a beauty blender. When there are looks that I want to look done, beat, snatched, then I may use a makeup brush. But because I want to look glowy, a sponge is the best way for me to get this look. So I've used the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Concealer in the shade 390. And I've also used the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Mocha. And what I like to do is let my foundation dry down just a little bit. And also apply the Kat Von D Lock It setting spray. This just helps with the dry down, and the only reason why I let my concealer dry down is it helps give a fuller coverage. Following back up with that same beauty blender that I used for my foundation, I use that to blend out my concealer. Notice that I'm doing like my forehead and my chin before my under eyes, just because that's where I want the most coverage, and the more I let it dry, the more coverage I feel I'll get. After I've blended those out, I use a new and damp sponge to apply powder to those areas. So today I'll be using Fenty Beauty's Pro Filt'r powder in the shade Butter. So after I've let my under eye concealer sit for a little, I'll then blend it out. Now, with your concealer, don't move it with your sponge. Like, press it into your skin. You don't want to move it all the way around, but press. After I've blended out that concealer, For this specific video, I'm going to follow up with a even lighter concealer, just a teeny tiny bit, to give me that extra highlight that I want. So for this look, I'm going to be using the Pro Longwear Concealer in the color NC42. And I truly mean the tiniest bit. So that much on my finger. Mixing my fingers together, and then this will just give me a really defined highlight. Look at that. Do y'all see that? Look how good that looks. It's like the perfect extra oomph that I need. Once I've done this, I now take that same sponge and I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm going to set this under eye immediately after I filled in that concealer. So I am damping my sponge into the powder, tapping off the excess, and then using the back of my hand to really get off the excess powder. And I'm going to press this also into my skin. After I've set my face with powder, I then like to add a little bronzer to my face just to give it a little warmth. For this specific look, I don't feel like it's needed for me to contour. The bronzer will get the job done. Today I'll be using the Benefit Cosmetics Cheerleader palette. It comes with 5 different pans. So you have a blush, a highlighter, a bronzer, a contour, and then another blush. So for right now, I'm going to just be using Hoola and a normal bluff brush. And I like to squeeze my cheeks in like this so that I can see the hollow areas of my face. I go around my forehead. Now I'm going to use the shade Hoola Caramel just to give me a little bit more warmth. So this just added all of the warmth that I really need for my face. After I've done this, I follow back up with more powder. So again, Fenty. I use the flat edge of my Real Technique sponge, damp into the powder, damp excess on my hand. And I shape out the bottom portion of my jaw. This not only defines your faux contour, but it also helps to set this makeup right here. So I have a boyfriend. When I hug him, I don't want all of the makeup that's on the bottom portion of my face to get on his shirt. This trick right here helps to make sure that that doesn't happen. I take the excess powder that's left on this brush and just sweep it back into the hollows of my face. And I let this powder sit for a little while. Next, I want to apply a little bit of blush. So I'm picking back up my Cheerleaders palette and in the shade Gold Rush. So I smile to see the apples of my face. And now for one of my favorite parts. Highlighters! So today I'm going to be using the MAC Serenity Seeker Electric Wonder Iridescent Powder as one of my main highlights. This is so beautiful, you guys. Look at that color. And a highlight brush. I'm also going to use the Mercier Seduction highlighter. That I'm going to use is the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated in the color Aura, excuse me. So now that we're highlighted to the gods and we've given our setting powder a little time to sit, I follow back up with the same sponge that I've used to blend out my makeup, and I just use that to press into my skin. I don't have any extra product on it. Now after I've gotten to this step, my face can feel a tad bit dry, so I like to follow up with MAC's Fix Plus spray just to give me a little bit of life back into my skin. As you can see on camera, it just gave me a little bit of extra life. And I use my fan just to fan out the product. Slight thin coat of mascara. I'm going to be using Benefit's Roller Lash. And before I like to even apply the mascara, I will take my lashes and apply lash glue to them so that the glue can dry while I'm applying the mascara. I went on ahead off camera and applied mascara to both of my eyes, and I only did one thin layer coat. Now I'm going to apply my false lashes. I still like to blow it. And you want to make sure that your glue has dried down. I'm using tweezers. And again, I have my small compact mirror. I look down. And I apply my lashes to my natural eyelash line. I don't apply it to my eyelids. I know some people apply theirs to their eyelids, but that's not what I do. Now that I've applied both sets of lashes, I want to add in an eyeliner. So I'll be using a Sephora waterproof retractable eyeliner to apply to my the bottom of my eye. After I finished my makeup, I like to always apply my lipstick last. By this point, my outfit could have changed, or my mood could have changed. Shoot, the plans could have changed. So my lipstick is always the last step to finish off the look. Today I'm going to be wearing the Mercier in the color Dominate, the Velour Extreme Matte Lipstick. This is a beautiful red. And I'll be lining my lipstick with the MAC Cherry Lip Pencil. Final step to finishing your makeup is having a setting spray to lock everything into place. Today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And I like to close my eyes to make sure that it doesn't get into my eyes. Following back up with my fan once again. Alright, you guys, here's the final look. Comment below and tell me what your favorite part of the video is. And also let me know what areas you struggle with the most when it comes to your makeup. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, subscribe below. I really appreciate your support, you guys. Bye!